Is being recorded. Okay. Okay, let's start with our first slide. Okay, so our first slide is making educational videos made easy, presented by me, Scott Rose at SUHSD for our tech training. This is basically a filmmaking bootcamp on how to write, shoot, and edit a video. So if you guys can email me what you want to focus on this session, because there's some issue with the way this session was created. So my email is scott.rose. I can put it up here. The previous slide. So Scott email scott.rose@SUHSD.org. So if you can type in what you would like me to focus on, because somehow the session was created in a way that nobody can communicate. Okay, so you can drop me a quick email what you want to focus on more in this session, and I can focus on that, or else I'll just give you a general understanding. So the email is scott.rose@SalinaSUHSD.org. I also put in the chat, so you should be able to see the chat, the link for the deep dive and also the presentation. Thank you, Marilyn, for responding. So let's learn about the 10-step editing. I'm also interested in the best way to eliminate mouth noises. What do you mean by mouth noises? Do you mean like the ums and the buts and stuff like that? Or do you mean like background noises? All right, so here's a link to the session. Session is recorded. So it's going to be hard if it doesn't work. So please respond in the email. Just send me an email on what you'd like me to focus on, and I will work on that. In the meantime, we're going to go over. We have only about half an hour left, so we want to make sure we get through at least the bullet points of it. So this training is basically to show you how to create a high-level quality video to promote your own work in education by following the 10-step editing process. So you'll learn the basic skills on how to create a video through the writing, filming, and editing a video. You'll learn both the theory and the practice on how to create all types of videos. We can decide later which one you want to focus on, more like narrative, music videos, screen recordings, or videos or more. So because we're having issues with the chat, if you can just email me this information, and I will be glad to help you out. So the best thing about video is that you can pause it, rewind it, listen to it again. And it really helps our ELLs and SWL students because they need more time to process, and by pausing and rewinding and listening to again will help them a lot. So our agenda is it's basically a 2-hour session. The first half is I teach you something, and the second half you get to work on it, and I get to help you through your issues. So, so if there's any throughout the year, you have any questions on creating a video, or you have like a special event going on, or something's happening in your school or in the district, or you need some support, please let me know, because I am the Arts, Media, and Entertainment Coordinator for the whole district, and I also work at Everett Alvarez High School. Okay, so I got a couple emails. We cannot access to messages where we can sign in to sign in. That's weird. Okay, so cannot type in chats. Okay, saliva and swallowing sounds when I'm teaching via. Okay, so Marilyn, yeah, for that audio, what you want to do is you want to get a better microphone, or I should say stay away from the microphone. Have some sort of filter. It's called a pop screen. That would help. And then the other way is to do it digitally through some audio filters. So I can go over that as well. Kathleen emailed, sorry we can't communicate. Are Are we going to talk about how students can film? We can also talk about that as well. This session was more about how you can film and create videos, or I can teach you how to, and then you can teach them on how to film. So I can teach that as well. So can you be more specific? Like you would like me to teach you how students can film in your class and making a video on something specific, or the other way would be like that you film them and you make a video on a specific lesson you're doing. Okay, so I've got another email here. Where can sign in? So to sign in is on the chat. Okay. Okay, so I put it's on the chat. Also, if you look at my screen on the top left, it says tinyurl.com and a bunch of letters and numbers. So if you go there, we'll give you access to this, and then you sign in on the page called sign in. Simple as that. So you just click this link, it brings you to the correct link, and you should be good. All right, I'll keep my email open in case more questions come up. Email me because the chat is not working. Okay, so we're on. So basically, we have two parts. The first part is theory, to go through some basic theory on how to film, and practice is making a little video. So I do teach filmmaking at Everett Alvarez High School. So in case you're trying to have some ideas of what you could do in your class, what students could film or what you could film, you can watch this link right here. This is our 2023 Student Film Festival that we do every year, presented at the Maya Cinemas. And when you click on that link, you'll see student work, not just from Everett Alvarez High School, but you'll also see it from Salinas High School, Lower Salinas High School, and so forth. So there's a bunch of, basically all the high schools. This other little video over here is a promo video that gives you like a snippet understanding on how to create a video. This is done by students on the different elements in creating a video, which includes the writing part, the filming part, and the editing part. Let's see. Let me try to contact Amber and see if she can change my permissions, because I don't have permission access. See in the chat. Amber dot. Okay, I emailed Amber Dodd, and hopefully she'll respond and sort the permissions issues we're having so we can communicate more easily. In the meantime, we're going to go through this. So hopefully everybody can hear me. What I want to say is that I want you to look at this presentation not as think of everything you need to do in this 40-minute session. Now it turned into like a 20-minute session. I want you to see this presentation as a resource guide where you can click through it throughout the year, and it'll help you create a good video, because there are a lot of resources out there on the internet, on YouTube and other places on the internet. But the problem with that is that there's just too much, and it's hard to figure out what's good and what's not good. And when you're not sure what you want to do and your search is not completely good or not written properly, then you're going to have trouble trying to assess what's good information, what's bad information, and then try to make heads and tails of it. So I want you to look at this presentation as a guideline, like a skeleton on what you can use in the class to create amazing videos. Either you create them or the students create them by following these steps. So the first thing I want to show you is this link right here. So in this link, if you click on it, there's a lot of great information I have here. I've divided this in different parts to keep it a little bit more simple. So basically, filming is like filming with a camera, a phone, point and shoot camera, DSLR. So these are different ways that you can film. The great thing about smartphones is that smartphones are really easy to use. The quality is way better than it used to be, but very hard to control it. Control anything on the phone other than the framing. So in a pinch, they work great, but when you want to do something more polished, better than investing in a camera system, which only focus is the way to go. The second part, which is actually harder on the smartphone than on the camera, is how to get the media off the smartphone in order for you to edit properly. And that's the tricky part when you're editing with a software that's all online. And I'll show you how to do it today with Adobe Express. But it's not too complicated. It just takes a few steps, and it starts getting a little crazy. However, if you find an app that works on your phone, then everything works great. But if you want to start editing on your Chromebook or on your computer from your smartphone, it gets a little tricky. So simple editing, you have different tools at your availability, like I talked about at the beginning of the session. There's also Adobe Rush, iMovie is free. It's a great program on Macs. You also have Movie Maker, which is free on PCs. And we have WeVideo as well. Professional video editing, a really good one is Adobe Premiere, Final Cut Pro, and DaVinci Resolve, which briefly talked about today. This is the only free one that you can use that won't expire on you. All the other ones will expire on you, the free version at least. So here are some links to some sound effects. Here are some tutorials on different programs you can use, like Adobe Audition is used for audio, video editing. Some resources like Premiere Rush is a really easy and fun program to use, but it does cost a little bit of money to use, and it's a subscription. You have Adobe Premiere, different tutorials. This is theory, so if you want to learn more about video editing and theory on how to edit, here's a great video on Jordan. We also have professional video editing essentials right there. And so use this like little resources. You want to do some graphic design work, you want to do some photo editing. We have Adobe Lightroom, which is paid, but it works really well. We have Pixlr, which works decently, and it's completely free. That's what I've been using in my classroom because my Adobe wasn't working. Motion graphics, and so forth. So this is like a resource guide that you have at your disposal. So if you have questions so far, let me know in the chat. Okay, so I got another email from Marilyn. It says I can start a new Google Meet session and share the new link in the current chat and able to see your post. Oh, that's a good idea. But then I'll stop the recording, and then we'll have issues because it's not created by me. It's created by the ed tech of the district, and then we're going to have problems with the video not coming to them. That's why I emailed Amber to help us out. So we'll just go like this for now. Email me with questions, and I'll have my email open so I can respond to those questions. Okay, next step is optional download. So here is an optional download you can click. Here's a great little video. It's called Castles. It's a great video to learn how to edit. It's from Apple, and it has great stories, a great story in it, and it's easy to follow. So that's it's one of the videos I use to help students learn how to edit. So if you want to focus on editing, I suggest download that one clip, and you can use that to upload stuff. Free video editing software for Chromebooks. So here's called Adobe Express, which we will focus on next when we're doing our editing. And this is if you have Chromebooks. If you have a Mac or PC with admin access, you can click on DaVinci Resolve. And when you click on DaVinci Resolve, it gives you the link, and you have two options here. You have option number one to use the free version, or option number two is to buy it online for $2.95. And there's a way also not to pay $2.95 for it. So I'll go over that later. Okay, so in this demo, I'll either use Adobe Express to work on a Chromebook and DaVinci Resolve to work on a Mac or a PC. So if you want to learn about video editing, which program would you like to work on better? So in the chat, or actually let's just say, if you could email me. So I'll type in my email in the chat. So email me if you want to focus. If you want to focus on editing on a Chromebook or a PC/Mac. Okay, so I'll continue with the lesson. Okay, so here are some basic steps on making a good video. For example, the first thing you want to do is you want to get an idea. You want to write an outline. You want to write a script, and you want to illustrate a storyboard. So that's everything you need to do before you start filming. After that, you want to use a camera, like a smartphone or an actual camera, to film and record a good audio session. So audio is half your story, so you want to make sure that you have a great audio in your video, or else you won't be able to hear what's going on. Okay, thank you, Marilyn, for responding. So we'll go over the free option for PC. Just confirm, Marilyn, that you can install software on your computer, and if you can, then we can cover that. Okay, so import media into a computer or a Chromebook, and then follow the steps in editing. Okay, our next slide is our filmmaking lesson review. So there's 5 stages to filmmaking. The development part, where you get an idea. Pre-production is when you write the script. The production is when you film it. The post-production is when you edit. And sales and distribution is how you're going to market your video and how you're going to distribute it to others to watch it. So it all starts out with the project finds a story. So you have this, you find the story. The story can come from many resources, like a book, a play, another film, a true story, an original idea. So you can get your ideas from other sources, and then you shape it into what you're looking for. So for example, after identify this main idea and moral, which is the underlying message, you start developing a synopsis, which is basically like a summary. So a log line is created afterwards. The log line is a brief 1-sentence summary of the story. So for example, think about looking at a television program where you have like a TV guide that has like a 1-sentence summary of the story, or when you're like on Netflix and you want to look at a movie on Netflix, there's like a 1-sentence or 2-sentence summary of what the story is about. Pre-production is the planning. So pre means before. So pre-production, pre-filming. So pre-filming, you want to design everything. So just like in English class, you want to have your exposition, which is your introduction. You want to have your rising action, your conflict, your climax, falling action, denouement, and resolution and conclusion. So this is for a narrative. So if your video is about a narrative which tells a story, then you want to follow these steps. Okay, so the script is created after that. The script is divided into different parts. For example, the time of the day, the location, the time period, is an interior or exterior shot, stage directions, what are the actors doing, like how are they moving, so it's called blocking, and characters dialogue, so what are they saying. So the reason why all this is important is because when you're shooting a video, you're not just doing it like everything's by yourself. Usually you have a team of people to help you, and you're filming something. So knowing the time of day will help you understand what kind of camera do you need to use, what kind of lens do you need to use, what kind of filtration do you need to use. Location Where are we filming? A time period? Do we like need costumes? Is it interior, exterior? So inside needs one type, needs lighting, and outside doesn't need lighting, but it needs some filtration for the lenses. Stage directions, how are the actors moving? So did you think about how they're going to move together? And finally, is what are they saying? Okay, I got a couple of emails. I would like to know the camera you recommend when you are not using a phone. I can install software at home. Okay, thank you. Okay, so Marilyn sounds like she's very serious about filmmaking, which I appreciate. And so she's thinking about a camera and also software. Great. We have Kathleen. Kathleen wants to learn on a Chromebook. So Kathleen, could you explain a little more, like what do you want to film and how do you want to film it? So I can help you more with that. Is it you want to learn a Chromebook because you want to have students to do it and you don't have PCs or Macs in your classroom? Or do you want to learn a Chromebook because that's all you have to work with? Because I could cover both segments if you just wanted to know exactly what you want to do. So if you tell me more about the project you envision on filming, the more I can help you, because every project is different. Every project has different needs. Okay, so moving on with our script has to be formatted in a certain way, and the reason for that is that when you're working in larger groups, you can hand off the script to somebody else, and they can, at a glance, look at the format and know what you have written without actually reading it. So they can see right away it's an interior shot or the location, the time of day, and time period by looking at where it is on the piece of page. They can look at it real fast, read it quickly, and figure it out. Stage directions are what are the actors doing, and characters name the lines of dialogue. So at the end, it's going to look something like this. And in a few seconds, you can glance and see what you need to do. Storyboard is something similar to script, and a storyboard is a visual representation of your story. So think about like a comic book, kind of like this, where you have the drawing, the illustration, you have the type of shot, which is ECU, extreme close-up, you have the description of what's happening, you number it so you know which one is you know which way it's going, and then the other two are a little bit more advanced. So I'll just focus on the first four, which are the type of shot, ECU or extreme close-up. In this case, it's the medium shot on the other one for number 2, a medium shot for number 3. So a drawing, type of shot, description, and number, those 4 elements. So moving on to filming. So production is the video is created and shot. So basically you go out with the camera and microphone and tripod and crew and start filming. So you want to film following different cameras, angles, and shots. So for example, a camera angle tells a lot from an image. So think about it as pictures, how pictures have 1,000 words. A video also has a lot of words when you're thinking about it, because by having this type of shot, you can see a lot. So for example, in this type of shot, the face or object fills the entire screen with no space. So that's the technical part. But the other part, which is all about filmmaking, which is emotion. What kind of emotion you want to derive from your characters, or what kind of emotion you want the audience to perceive. So by going so close to somebody, you see their face. So think about it in a real world situation where you go this close to somebody, which means you're probably intimate with them, which means that you know them really well, or maybe it's a lover, or maybe it's a husband or a wife. You're really close to them, and you wouldn't get close like this to a stranger. And by being so close, you get to see their emotions. You see, by being so close, it has a greater emotional impact. It allows the viewer to see their actors' expressions. It has an in-your-face effect. So think about a close-up. When you choose a shot, you're trying to convey emotion, or the actors convey emotion into the screen. So you don't want to use this for an interview unless the interview is very sensitive. So again, there's always an exception to the rule. Our next one is called a medium close-up. This one's still pretty intimate, still pretty close. The difference here is that it's from the bottom of the shoulder to the top of the head. Then we have an eye level shot or angle. This basically means is that the camera lens is at the same height as the eyes. So this is a close-up, but it's also an eye level shot. So when you choose this type of angle, you're telling that the audience, which is the camera, or the lens on the camera is looking at the character, not more powerful or less powerful, not in or inferior. There's basically an interview, and they're trying to keep it as even as possible. A medium shot is the one you're most likely going to use most often because it's the most common one used in films, and it's half the body, so you see half the body on top of the head, and it's framed like that so you can see the hands moving, because the hands usually do a lot of talking as well, and you're not so close that you see so much emotion, but you get to see half of their body, which is the part of the body that talks more, with the hands and the arms and the face and the mouth. A full body shot is also used, and this is mostly used when the whole body is telling the story. So for example, if you're filming a play or filming a sporting event, and the whole body is telling the story because they're like chasing after the ball, or they're dancing, or they're doing theater performance, you want to make sure that their whole body is being seen. An extreme long shot, no, this is not a wide shot, a long shot, or an establishing shot are all the same thing. So I usually call this a wide shot. So a wide shot is great because it shows your characters where they are in the world around them. And so you usually want to start your video with a shot like this, with a wide shot, so you get to see everybody in the scene. And then you might want to like zoom in and get like a medium shot or a close-up, depending on what's happening in the scene. So the story depicts what you're going to pick. So a wide shot is used to establish the location where you are, but it's also the most boring shot because it kind of like, you don't see much. You just see everything, but you don't see much. So what you want to do is you want to probably start with a wide shot, then move it to a medium shot, maybe to a medium close-up, depending on what's happening, or back to a full body shot, depending on the story of what you're filming. The last shot I want to go over is called over-the-shoulder shot. And over-the-shoulder shot is used a lot during interviews when two people are talking to each other. And what's great about this shot is that instead of being flat like the other shots, like this one looks pretty flat or this one looks pretty flat, this one creates depth. And depth creates more interesting look. So we're looking at a 2D image on a 2D screen. And when we overlay to subject, for example, we see the shoulder on the bottom, the shoulder right here on the bottom right of our screen, which is her left shoulder. She's looking into her eyes. It makes it look more three-dimensional, which creates more engaging between the people. Rule of thirds is something incredibly important, because rule of thirds are used everywhere. So from photography to painting to filmmaking as well. So rule of thirds was created by Dutch painters a couple hundred years ago, and they aligned the most important part within the intersecting lines. So mentally visualize the screen on the back of your camera as a tic-tac-toe. In a tic-tac-toe, you want to put the elements more important on the intersecting points. So for example, on the top left, on the bottom right, on the top right, on the bottom right. So the rule is that you add the subject on the guidelines or intersecting points. So here is another example where you have a viewfinder, or like an LCD screen in the back of your phone. You can activate these on your cameras, even your smartphones, and it gives you an idea on how to frame properly by following the rule of thirds. So I'm a visual learner, so here are some pictures. So here's a picture of a bird, and the bird is looking right, and we have this looking space on the right. Notice how his eye is on the intersecting line. Over here, we have a person wearing a red dress. They're on the bottom right of the screen, and they're walking up. So they're going left on our screen, left on their screen too, and they go up. They're going up. So we want to put them in the bottom right intersecting point to create a nice depth. Then over here we have the Joker here. The Joker is on one side of the frame. He's looking towards his right, which is our left, and we have that looking space in front. Over here we have the boat. The boat is on the top left, the intersecting lines. We also have the horizon level between the sky and the ocean, which we can see the difference here. We can also see the poles here on the bottom, and the poles are on the bottom of the horizon. This creates a good composition-wise frame. Over here we have the wolf. The wolf is looking right, and while the wolf is looking right, we can see that there's a big looking space here on the right, and we can see that we have him on the intersecting lines as well. Here's another one. We have these beautiful arches. With these arches, you can see we have it on the top of the intersecting line. We have this arch, and it fills the frame properly. So framing is really important when you're filmmaking, because framing also helps tell your story in addition to the dialogue and composition of the shot. Here's another one where we see the horizon level marked with the red line between the sky and the ocean, and then we have our subject in the middle. So recording using a smartphone is a little tricky, but it can be done if you have the proper gear. So for example, audio is half or more of your story. So if you have bad audio, most likely nobody's going to watch your video. If you have good audio and bad visuals, most likely people are going to watch it, because what's very difficult for us is to watch a video with the sound being too loud that hurts your ear, or too low that you don't understand what's happening. So usually we'll go to the next video and not watch that video. However, if you have the visuals that are not very good, but you have good audio, then that would be much better. So the best way to invest is think about microphone first, because microphones make a huge difference in your video. They're also a lot cheaper than cameras, so that's always a good way to start. So in this particular, we have 2 recordings. So I recorded using my iPhone 15 Pro mic, which is supposed to be one of the best microphones available on a smartphone nowadays. Let's see. Okay, so tell me if you hear anything. Okay, email me if you hear anything. Okay, thank you, Marilyn, for responding. So she said she couldn't hear anything. So after when we do our deep dive, take a moment to listen to these 2, and you'll hear the difference between using the microphone from from an iPhone, or the microphone from a dedicated system. So the system I was using is called this one. It's called the Rode Wireless Go 2. These are really good microphones. They come in 1s or 2s, which means if you have 2 people talking, you can get the 2 version, which is a little bit more expensive. Actually, not very more expensive, because there's a sale. But the 1 is enough. You only have 1 person talking. If you have 2 people talking, which is the majority of the situations, and with that, you can plug in the microphone into your camera, or if you get the USB-C version, you can also plug it into your phone if you have USB-C. What the most important thing about audio is not so much the microphone so far, is more the microphone placement. So if you can be about 6 to 12 inches away from your microphone, then you're going to get decent audio. If you're farther away than 12 inches from your microphone, no matter what kind of expensive microphone you're using, you're going to probably get very bad audio. So it's more about mic placement than quality of the microphone. But so think about that as well. Okay, so recording using a smartphone. So let me go over a few things. We have 2 minutes left, and we're going to give you a break. So recording using a smartphone is that you want to change your smartphone settings to 4K or 1080. The most important thing is you choose 24 frames per second, because that's the cinematic standard, which means that every second you see 24 pictures. Usually smartphones default to 30 frames per second, which looks more amateurish, but 24 makes it look more realistic. So you want to film horizontally, which means with the camera horizontally this way, unless you're doing something for social media, which requires vertical videos. You want to download the Google Drive app so you can upload your footage onto it. And when you upload the footage, you want to be organized and keep it in a folder called like the name of your project and date. And then you want to save your video to the Google Drive. So when we come back from break, so we're going to be back. The schedule is, let me bring the schedule up real fast. So I put it up here. Where did it go? So our schedule today is that we're going to have a break real soon. And then at 11 o'clock, we're going to do Sandbox, which we're going to be focusing on editing. So far, I have 2 people interested in learning about editing. Somebody wants to learn about Chromebooks, and somebody wants to learn about cameras and higher end cameras and higher end editing programs, which I'll go over. I'll go over both, and then you get a chance to work on it as well and give it a try. So we're going to take a break right now and come back to the same chat. There's no need for you to disconnect from this chat. I'll give you a different sign in at 11 o'clock. At 11 o'clock, you sign in, and then we'll continue the training for number 4, and then we'll focus on the editing part that you like. Sounds good. So everybody take a 15-minute break. So come back at 11 a.m. and just stay on this chat. You can mute. Well, you can't unmute anyway. So you can just stay on the chat, or you can log in back again, whatever you want. But I just say just leave it going, and I'll give you a sign in at 11 o'clock. Thank you. I'll be back at 11. Mute. Amber, I see you in the chat. Can you try to unmute yourself and see if it works, and try to type in the chat because nobody else has been able to do it.
Yeah, I'm unmuted. I can do it right now.
I can hear you now.
Let's see if I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. Let's see. All right, yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anything on the settings.
Okay, so if anybody else is on that chat, can you try to unmute yourself one more time and try to chat in the chat to see if it works? Because so far, only Amber is able to do it. Okay, so I don't see anybody else trying to chat. Okay, so if somebody, Marilyn, just emailed me. She's still in. She says that Marilyn Warden is one of the participants. She says it's still in view only with no ability to chat. So, is there anything you can do to fix Amber, or should I just continue?
Let me see. Maybe it's by view. Oh, okay. I see. Something in our settings.
I went back on my step by step and not working. I'm going to say wrong. And Becky,
Okay, I would say for right now, keep going, but I'm going to try to see what we can do. I'm going to keep troubleshooting and see if we can get it fixed.
All right. Thank you, Amber. In the meantime, everybody, please email me if you have questions or concerns so I can help you. All right, so we're going to move on. This is a Sandbox. So let me give you the link to sign in. Let's see, link. Okay, the link will be in the chat in just a moment. So please take a moment to sign in again. You do have to sign in again for the second part, or I should say the third part now. So Sandbox, there's the tiny URL right there. So please use that in the chat to sign in for the last 45 minutes. So looking back at our schedule, it looks like we need to go until 11:45 for Sandbox. So please take a moment to sign up. And if you're having issues with signing up, please email me so I can assist you. All right, so we're going to take a quick look at post-production. So post-production is basically video editing. So in post-production, there's three basic steps. The first step is get the media into the computer, which could be a Chromebook, edit following the 10-step editing process. And then when you're done, you export the video to a hard drive, the web, YouTube, Google Drive, anywhere you want to deliver it. So what's going to work on any like editing platform that you're working, either if it's a simple one or a more complicated one, like a amateur one to a professional one, is always following the 10-step editing process. So basically, the 10-step editing process is divided in two parts. The rough cut, which is basically all the clips in the right order chronologically, without any bells or whistles, which means no text, no animations, no effects, no music, no transitions, no titles, no nothing. Just the clips in the correct order. The polished cut is adding all the bells and whistles. For example, the text, the video effects, and so forth. So to break it up even further, the rough cut is you start planning what you want to do. So you plan how you want to edit your video. You gather all the media that you're going to need. So you have it for later while you're polishing. So you gather media so you have it, like specific text or animations or video clips or music, any of that. You want to start building your story based on the script and storyboard that you originally created in the first part with the pre-production. And then when you watch it, you might realize that scene 2 works better after scene 3. So you might rearrange your scenes or different clips in your scene to what works better. Because there's a saying in filmmaking that you make a video 3 times. The first time is when you think about it and write it. The second time is when you film it. And the third time is when you edit it. So there's basically 3 recuts. So once you do that, you organize the clips in what works best. And then finally, you do trimming. You get rid of all the excess parts of the clips you don't want, like the hums, the action, the pauses, and you'll use that using different tools, which are listed below. After that is a polish cut. That you want to start with your transitions, because your transitions change your video length ever so slightly, which means they make it a little shorter because it blends one clip and another clip together. After that, you want to start adding your text, your video effects, your color correction, which is basically fixing the color of your video to make it unique to the particular scene that you're doing. Like you would choose like warm yellow colors to make it feel fuzzy and nice, cool green color, cool blue and cool green colors to make it more relaxed. You add additional audio like music or sound effects. You output, export, or share your video. Every program has a different name, but they all do the same thing. And then archive is how you're going to store your video for the long haul. Are you going to put it on the cloud? You're going to hard drive, a flash drive, or a DVD. Okay, so to edit with a Chromebook, there's 4 main ones that I would recommend. The one that I have more extensive is WeVideo. WeVideo is a great program. I've been using it for years, but it is paid. So that's why I decided to focus on Adobe Express this year. Camera Video and Screencastify are also 2 great ones to use. They're similar to Adobe Express. So let me go over just quickly on how to do this. So for WeVideo, all you need to do is you click on the link. Click on this link. You sign up with Google. Once you're in, I'm not going to sign in because it doesn't work anymore for me. My trial has expired. So you want to import your footage. WeVideo has a lot of different options on how to assist you better. So for example, on WeVideo on the top right, there's a question mark, and the question mark is basically how do you do something. So what you do is you click on the question mark, you type what you want to do, and it'll tell you what to do. It also has great tutorial videos on how to add titles, how to import footage. So it's a great resource all around. You really get a good amount for your money, but it is a subscription base, which means you have to keep paying for it until you don't want to use it anymore and don't pay for it anymore. So the tricky part with these Chromebooks is to get the footage on there from a smartphone. So the way that I found the best way to do it is by filming on your smartphone. You film on your smartphone by using your phone, and then when you can see the clip on your phone, what you do is you click on it. Oh, good. People are signing in. Okay, good. You can chat now. Yay. Thank you, Amber, for helping us out. I think it's working. People are texting, and they're chatting in the messages. Yeah. All right. Good. Okay. Hello. Hello. All right. So as I was saying, WeVideo is a pretty good app to work with. When you are shooting on your phone, the tricky part is to get it to the editing platform that you want. So what I found the best way to do that is to upload your video to your Google Drive, but not just like randomly in it. You want to click your video. There's a little box with arrow points up. You click on that, choose your Google Drive. When it's in there, you want to choose a folder so all your footage is organized in that one folder. So then when you go into a program like WeVideo, you can log into your Google Drive from WeVideo and then link the files in there. So here, if you're interested in doing WeVideo for your school, there's a link right here with all the educational plans, which is not clicking right now, but let's try again. There. So it is quite expensive, but sometimes the school district has it. I think we had it for a little bit. That's why I was using it, and then it's quite expensive. It's $100 a year, but if you're using it, it's important. It's a good one to use. Adobe Express is what I want to focus on today, is because we all have access to this. So let me show you how this works. So for Adobe Express, this will work for everybody because this is with the Chromebook. So with Adobe Express, go ahead and click on the link. You're going to click continue with Google. And you're going to choose company or school account because, you know, we're for the district. And then you're in. So everybody take a moment to look at Adobe Express for education. Adobe Express does not do just video. It does graphic design work. It does a lot of different things. So drawings, presentations, web page, videos, posters, infographic, flyer. There's a whole list right here on the bottom. So our focus today will be with the video part. So you would click on video for video. So what's really great about Adobe Express is that you can skip step 1 and 2 of the filmmaking steps. So you can skip actually the first 3 steps. You can skip the development, the pre-production, and the production. So just focus on the editing because it has a lot of templates for you. So if you're in a pinch, you want to look at some videos that are already shot. Like for example, technology video has some great little videos that you can use. So you can just click on the video you want. There's this beautiful little intro title that you have. You can use that. So basically, it's kind of like putting together a research paper. You find different clips that match what you're thinking about doing, and then you put it all together. For example, like over here, fashion and beauty, you have lots of little clips, but everything is copyright free because of the access we have as educators. And it just takes time to research through everything until you find what you're looking for. But you can type in, for example, you're looking, let's say so you want to do a video on the safari. So Safari Animal, you click on Safari Animal. Let's say you want to do an elephant, you can grab the elephant clip, play button, and then you have a nice clip of the elephant. Then you want to do a giraffe, you drag giraffe, and then now you have another nice clip of the giraffe. So if you want to do like a tutorial video on like different animals in the safari, and then what you could do is you can add the videos directly from their library, and you can start building your story, again, following the 10-step edit process. So you'll go through all the clips, you'll find the ones that work for your particular video, and then you'll just drag the clips down here on your timeline. After that, you can stretch out or shorten the clips if you want them short. This is called a ripple edit. This will be step 5 of your editing, 10-step editing process, which is making adjustments. So this will be right here, step 5. making adjustments by trimming. That's called the ripple edit that I was doing right there. And so what I would like you to do is take a few minutes to explore the video tab here and pick a topic that might be interesting to you, and then grab a clip you want. For example, now I have zebras. I can drag the zebras down here. I have that clip, and I can rearrange it wherever I like it. So take a moment to add some clips of a topic that interests you. If you're not sure, just grab some safari animals. So in case you're lost, it'll be here on the left side of the screen. You have media. You click on media. And on the left side, above media, you'll see something called templates. So if you're in a pinch, you want to create something fast, you can click on a template that you think is going to work for you. And you can just use that and then change the assets, which are the pictures, the video, and the titles, to make it your own. All right, anybody having trouble so far adding some video clips?
Can I clarify the templates? Are the templates also video templates, or are they templates for things like posters?
So they have various templates. So the ones that are vertical like this, these are for like social media. But these are videos, like it says right here, vlog, TikTok videos. That's what you would probably use it for. And then the horizontal ones are like more traditional ones, which are like a normal video. So when you click on one, it's just start new file. It will create a new file because I had the Safari one working on. And when you click on it, you have basically everything is done for you, and you just have to change a few assets, and you're done. So if I click play. So it turns on, and then what you can do is you can just replace this clip with another clip. So I could go here to media. I could pick this one and drag it on top. And now I have another clip on it. So that one's 6 seconds, and this one it says 10 seconds. So I can grab the edge of it, ripple it to the same amount, so I keep the timing the same.
And when you drag that in there, did you replace anything, or did you like embed it?
So I inserted it. So it's called insert when you put a clip in, you push everything to the right. And then after I inserted it, I looked at the time of the other one, and then I matched the time, which are the seconds, from one to the other. So this one, to keep the timing. Also, what I did is I looked at the bottom part. You can see these little white lines on this green bar. That's my audio bar. And as you can see that there's a pause between each clip. And that pause means that there's no audio there, which means that there's a pause in the audio, which means if I adjust my clip to that pause, then I will have that pacing between one clip to the other clip. So it will match better with the music. So it flows a little better. So basically, you would drag a video in there, and you can stretch it out to make it longer or shorter by grabbing the edge, which is called the ripple edit. If you want to upload your own video, then you click on the top left, it says upload from device. So you click on that. And then you find a video clip that you want to upload. So you would go on your computer, you would look for a clip that you want to upload or wherever you have your clip stored. So for example, on the left here, you have Google Drive. This is the little icon, Google Drive. You would give Adobe Express access to your Google Drive, and then in there you can navigate through Google Drive and find the file that you uploaded from your phone to the Google Drive folder, and then you can drag it in here. That's how you would get it from your phone to the computer. Templates. So what you could do to see how to get footage using a Chromebook, you could scroll down to presentation where I have the link, optional download. So if you click on this optional download, you click this little arrow on the top right, download the video. It's a relatively small video. The video is now being downloaded from the Google Drive to the computer. And then upload from device. So go to my download folder, sample video, open. And now I have the sample video. So basically any video that I had on my computer, I could upload to Adobe Express and use that in the video. If the video was shot on the phone, a smartphone, then you could also do the same thing. You could plug in your phone and copy it from the phone, or you can copy the video from your phone to the Google Drive and then download it from the Google Drive or link it. So there are a few options. The thing is that when we're working with smartphones, it gets a little tricky. With a regular camera, you just take out the SD card, plug it into the computer, and that's it. You know, you just copy onto the computer and you're done. With the smartphone, it's a little tricky because it doesn't have removable media. You have a question, Marilyn?
Yes. So first, I accidentally added a video clip. I wanted to just like sort of view it on the left side out of the with the options, and it added it, and now I can't figure out how to delete the unwanted clip.
Oh, you just click on it and push delete.
I'm trying. I like backspace on a Chromebook?
Yeah, the backspace could work. It's the one above the
Yes.
return button.
I don't know why.
Okay, so let me see. So you have a clip. Let's say this clip here. You drag it there, and then you want to erase it. So you just want to make sure you select it, and then push delete. Or backspace, I guess. You're still having trouble?
I can't even tell where I am right now, honestly. And I use Screencastify to edit videos. So I'm relatively familiar with the basic video editing. But honestly, I don't even know how I like lost my project. Or wait, there's my project. So now I don't even know like what I'm looking at, to be honest.
You want to screen? You want to see if that works?
Sure. I'll
Okay, let me
share. So now it used to have like some, I got to stay in the right place. It used to have at the bottom, like the video editing, and then
It looks like you're previewing templates right now.
Okay, previewing. So
just double click on a template to
okay,
open it.
like any of them.
Any of them, yeah. Start new
Okay.
file. Oh, you gotta click start new file. Right now you're previewing the template.
Even though it said, okay. Okay. Let me get rid of that. So I'll just show you really quickly. I was here and then it said recent.
Yeah.
And this is where I went. And then when I was here,
Try to click add, maybe add works on the top right.
the top, oh, I see.
And add new page. Edit time.
Add,
Try add time to this page. Edit timeline. Try that one on the bottom. Edit timeline.
Edit timeline. Okay.
And then click edit timeline.
Okay, I did that. Oh, and then click edit timeline. Okay. Oh,
so now
maybe that's what it was. It was the word, it was edit timeline. Okay. So then when I was clicking here, this is where I was trying to, oh, well, now I did it. Okay. It wasn't doing it. Okay. So at the current moment, I'm good. I'll go ahead and stop sharing. Thank you for your help.
All right, you're welcome. So with Adobe Express, it just takes a little bit of practice, just kind of start clicking stuff, see what it does. It's not super complicated, but what you should remember is the steps you should be doing things. So you should explore by clicking everything and see what it does. But when you're ready to edit, you should look at the 10-step editing process because that's going to make it more effective. So let me explain why. So if you, where'd you go? 10-step editing process. So if you look at the 10-step editing process, which is right here, is that no matter what program you're using, you want to make sure you follow these steps. And the reason why is because it's just more efficient. So when you're editing, you want to start, thinking about what you want to do, have all the media, which you do have access to all of it. So practice by clicking on it. You want to build your story, so you grab it to your timeline. So there's 3 names for the bar on the bottom where you edit your video. It's called timeline, project, or sequence. Those are used interchangeably between the different programs. So any of those usually work. But they mean the same thing. They're like synonyms. So you start building your story, you grab your clips, you start organizing, you drag one and you move it around to where it should go, and then you start trimming it. I only showed you how to do the ripple edit, so just use that one for now. All the other ones are a little bit more advanced, so don't worry about those. Once you do that, you start adding transitions, text, video effects, color correction, music, and then you export. So basically, if you follow those steps, no matter what editing program you're working with, you'll be successful. So the next one is titles. So for titles, you grab a title and you overlay over the video. So for example, let's say you like this one, and you overlay it over the video, and then you just click on it, and then you can just rename it. So that's on the right here. It shows you layers. So layer, think about it like a transparency sheet back in the days when we used to have like overhead projectors. So the transparency sheet, if you're unfamiliar with, is like a thin piece of plastic that goes over a screen that gets mirrored onto a projector onto the screen. So it's like in between a projector for cameras and like an Elmo. It's like an older Elmo, I guess.
Scott, we can't see your screen.
Oh, my screen left. Okay. Thank you. Window there. Share. So on the left, you'll see text, and you can pick any text you like. You just drag it in, and you can replace the text. These little videos, you can start replacing the information on it. You have different effects you can also put on. So these are called video effects you can add on to it. Adjustments. Adjustments means color correction. So for example, if I want to create more contrast into the image or brighten up the image, you can change different settings over here. You can change your saturation or take it away the saturation, which makes it black and white. With the color, you can also give it a real cool look, more relaxed or a warmer feeling by moving to the right. So these are all different adjustments you can do within your video. You can remove the background if you like to.
I have a quick question. When we were looking at the video templates, is there like a way to preview the template and see what it before dumping it into the video project?
Well, let's take a look. So if you click here,
What did you click on?
so if you go to templates and you just
Yes.
click on one that you might want to use, for example, let's say this one, you
Yes.
click on it, and then
Oh.
it previews it by itself.
Oh, when I clicked on it, it just brought it to my project immediately, but maybe that's because there were no videos in the project. Because right now when I click on that, but just like you did, it just jumped right to my project.
I see. I just single click it. Maybe you double clicked it. Did you double click it?
Um,
No. So double click in it. Or double click does the same thing. We also have different charts and grids. I say, like in a pinch, this program is really easy to use. I mean, it just takes a little practice. It's great because it has a lot of features into it. Like for example, if I want to get a graph that says 43% or change how it looks, it would take quite a while to do it in graphic design. But here it's done for you, and you can change your value like within seconds. You can even change the color to whatever works. But like any program, it takes a little bit to figure out what you're doing. Change the font. And then you want to add your own text, you go up top, add your own text. Sample video. And then to move it, usually click it and it moves, but it's not moving. Oh, there it is. So that's how you look at the one project. On the left, shows you that. Okay, so here on the top right of the screen, there are these like little it's called layers, but these like it looks like little squares with these arrows up and down, and those are called layers. We use that a lot in Photoshop. So when you move stuff around, it will prioritize one image over another image. So sometimes if something doesn't work or move, it's because you've selected the wrong layer. So go ahead and practice a little bit with this for a little bit, and then I want to show you something else you can work on. Or actually, I'll show you how to export first. But play with it a little bit, then I'll show you how to export, and then we'll move on to our next one.
I have an update for you in case it happens to another person. So it was really somewhat baffling. I continued to click on each preview and it just cycled them through my project. It was
Okay.
only after I saved the project and named it that it allowed me to see a preview. So naming the project is what allowed it to function.
Thank you for that. So please name your files so you can make changes. Anybody having trouble? Okay, to export, so when you're done with your project, you click share on the top right. And you have different ways to share. You can share it to your Google Drive directly. You have to sign into your Google Drive. You can sign into your Google Classroom. Or my favorite is basically just download it. And so you can decide where you want to put it on later. If you want to drag it to Google Drive, to Classroom, so you have a copy of it. So you choose your format, MP4, video resolution, 1080 or 4K, and then click download. And then the video will start downloading once you're done.
I do have a question as that's doing that.
Yes.
So are we limited to only one template? Because right now, when it won't let me add a second template. Like when I click on a second template, I'm trying, would it be correct to click add as pages?
Yes, that's correct.
So when I click add as pages, it replaces the old one rather than creates an additional. Well, wait, page 5 of 5. How do I? Oh, I see. So am I not? I see my 5 page. I see I've created 5 pages now. Do those 5 pages? I don't think I'm making a video, am I?
Okay, so let's go back. So you go to templates.
Okay.
And then
so I'm just going to go back to Adobe Express. I'm on the home page.
Okay, let's go back to the home page. And then under the home page, what I picked was video.
Okay.
And you have other options too, like so posters, something like that. And then when you're in video, so you double check you're on video by looking on the top left, make sure it says video.
Yes, I'm in video.
And then just for practice, just click on travel. You have it?
Yes. So I've done this many times. Yes. Okay, cool. And then I'm trying to add something else.
Okay, and then so there where you can modify the titles.
Yes.
Okay, and then you want to add more. So for example, let's say if I want to add a new scene, click add scene right here on the bottom right.
Yes.
And then you can pick another of these templates, or you can do a media search under media and you type into horses.
Can you please try adding another template so I can see what it does on yours?
Yeah, let's see. So let's try add summer. Add as pages. Okay, so it didn't do it. Let me try again. So if I start a new file, it's going to create a new one, I think. Yeah. So add new files creates a brand new one. And then to go back, your stuff. There it is. So go back, you go under your stuff. So the answer, I want to see if I can blend too. Okay, so let's see if I highlight it and copy, and let's go back to your stuff, and we're trying to go to the video and add the yellow one. Add as pages. There. Work, maybe. Doesn't seem like it's worth. I don't think I can add 2 templates as one. It looks like so it looks like you can only use one template at once, and if you want to use the other template, the only way I can think of is to create whatever you want in the other template, then export it. Once it's exported as a file, you can upload it as a video and then drag it in there as a clip.
So if I have a template, then, but I could add something from my drive.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for example, let's say I have this template here, or the video, the one I created right now. I can start over so it makes more sense. So let's say, let me pick a different one so it looks different. So let's do this one. So here's a new one. Start a new file. So I have this one with the beach, the girl, and dad.
hmm
So that's the one. So let's say I want to change the title. All I do is I click on it and I say Daddy Day. Okay. And then after that, I want to add more. So the way I would add more is I go to media. I have options of upload from device. So I click upload from device. I've downloaded a clip already. So import that clip. And now I have that clip in here. Let's add it in the scene. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Here's another one. There it is. Okay. So let me show you what I did. So if I want to add another clip after the template, I go to media. You can pick something that you have in your media. I click over here, or I can upload from device. And now I have that other clip here.
Is there a way to, like, the clip is not filling the whole screen? Would it fill the whole screen if it was like played?
No, it's because the template is, we can go back and check.
Oh, like for
Template is
social
vertical
media.
and the video is horizontal.
Okay, I understand. Yeah. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I could stretch it out, but we lose a lot of real estate
Yes, yes.
because this was shot for 16 by 9 while the other one was 9 by 16.
Got it.
So you would want to match your the camera. So for example, if I picked one that was vertical, then it should be fine. Like this one is vertical. So let's see. Let me erase this one. Okay, erase that. Add scene. Click on a vertical one, and there it is. So now I have that one, and then I have the other one.
And so right now these are called pages, right? So if it's downloaded, is it downloaded as like a continuous video or a series of pages?
No, it's a video. So
Okay.
I can confirm that by going to the export that I did earlier. So export is downloads. Here it is. It's an MP4 file. As you can see, it's a video clip.
Okay.
One of the elephant I did earlier. So to export it, you go under share, and then you have different options to share. I recommend downloading as a file, which is right next to share, which is a little arrow that points down. Choose MP4, click download, and then the video will be downloaded. So if I click that, the video is downloaded. That's how you would use this free program with it. Okay, do you have any more questions? No. Oh,
Not at this time. Thank you.
welcome. Okay, so Kathleen had a question. I don't understand your question, Kathleen. Do you want to watch the video with the elephant one?
I want to see you put them all together into one video.
Okay, so I'll click cancel. Cancel download. Okay, so you can start with template if you want, or I can get rid of everything and start from scratch. So I go under. So template will basically has a template for you that you can use, or media, you can start making everything yourself, which that's what I usually do. So the question is, how do I blind a template with media or media by itself? So in order to get different clips, I can start with a template, create a new file, and now I started a brand new file or new video with that template. So this here's the template that I picked. Now I click on whatever title it is, and I can call it what is it called? Call it quarter three, right? We're going in quarter three. Quarter three starts. Okay, and then here I have an asset, try remove object. Okay, so that's something else. So close. So now I have I changed the title there. I want to remove that. So I click on that particular asset. I can change the picture by going to media and by looking at a photo, drag the photo in there. And now I replace that asset, or I just actually just covered it up. And that's how I'll replace that. Then if I want to add more media, on the bottom right, I click add scene. Then add scene will allow me to add anything else. So for example, if I want to go to media, I pick, say, for example, books or something. So under books, I have a nice image of books. I click at that. Now I've added that as well. So let me go to the end here. I want to add another scene, which means another clip. I go to media, let's say maybe, I don't know, like rulers, maybe that's what you think is cool. Ruler, and here's a ruler, and we have like a nice image of a ruler. And then media, maybe students. Here's an image of students, and then I drag that. I have the ruler, but it's hidden underneath that layer, and then maybe I want to add something else. So for example, let's say an object, describe an object, maybe an apple. Let's see. You can even, it starts getting a little more complicated with the object. So I'll keep it to media, and going to photos, I can see here's another photo that I like of students. I can grab that and drag it in here, grab the edge, stretch it out to what I'm looking for. Then bring back my playhead, click, and a little animation that comes to life, adding a template, and then there's after it as well. The pictures could also be in video. It just shows pictures, but I can show you with video as well. So if I go into view all, choose a video, here's a nice video. Drag that down, and here I have another video. The music was already there from the template, but if I wanted to add more music, I could go to on the bottom and add more music. It says add music. Or I can just find a song I want to add. For example, let's say under audio, you can do a record a voiceover right here. You can type in other things as well.
Daddy.
Sí, mamá, eso, estoy elaborando. Così finito, ma sto fuori.
Right here.
Okay, so as you can see, you can add like different clips, music, and so forth. So once I'm done, I'm happy with my project, and what I can do is I can go to the download button, click download, and then the video will be downloaded. And then I can share it wherever I like. If you don't like that method, you can also go under share and then directly put it wherever you want on your Google Classroom, on your Google Drive, or have a link that you can just share with people. The link. Do we have any more questions? Okay, see you. Kathleen, any more questions? Marilyn, any more questions?
This is a good start. Thank you so much.
No. Okay, so in closing, I want to share with you. Just kind of go through these real quick. So Canva Video is another one that you can use. Screencastify is another one. You can also have some professional editing computers. Here, there's if you have a professional editing computer, you have these 4 options. These are the 4 professional ones. DaVinci Resolve was the one I was going to talk today, but we ran out of time. If you have Windows, you can use all of them except Final Cut. Here is the DaVinci Resolve link. Marilyn was talking to me earlier about a camera that works. While the Pocket Cinema camera is a great camera that works, it's a little pricey. I think it's on sale for $1,000 right now, but you still need a lens, you still need a microphone, so looking at probably like double that, $2,000 for a decent setup. It doesn't have autofocus that works, but you do get the app for free, which is a bonus. If you're shooting by yourself, I recommend the camera with autofocus, like a Sony camera or a Canon. And Finally, we have our eval towards the end right here. Let me copy the link. Go ahead and put that in the chat. You can take a moment to fill out the eval. So eval. So if you click on the eval link, you should be able to get to it. And it looks something like this. Yep, that's the right one. All right, take a moment to do the eval. And if you have any more questions, let me know. Here's a great microphones to use. These are wireless lavalier microphones that work. Okay, so I'll be hanging out for a few minutes. If you have any more questions, please let me know.